Morocco tonight. Of course, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. You know that the atmosphere is going to be heated up considering that Morocco is playing at home. But when you look at Nigeria versus Morocco, what's the one tactical edge that you think could swing this game tonight?
The thing that will swing the game tonight is the ability of the Super Eagles to play like they've played. They are very coherent in their attack. So if you look at the history head-to-head, Morocco has the advantage. They are playing ability and the quality of the players we've had and the way they have come together to play as a team. It's going to be very hard for Morocco to beat the Super Eagles.
All right, so which of the player on either side do you think has the biggest responsibility to step up in a match of this magnitude?
Again, I didn't get that.
I'm asking which of the players you think has the biggest responsibility to actually step up this match?
If you see the beauty of the way we've played as a team. Let's not look at a player, but let's look at a situation where the entire team would step up and come together. Because remember, we're playing against the host nation. The crowd is going to be routing seriously for Morocco, and we need to be together, compact as a team, to be able to withstand the home advantage pressure of the Moroccans. So for me, it's not whether Osimhen or Lukman or it will be, no, they have to play together as a team. That is the only way they will win.
All right, so from our part there, do you expect any form of tactical changes in terms of the coach, or you think they would maintain the formation?
You know, most times the coach makes his list based on the last practice. So let us let the coach. He's been doing a wonderful and amazing job. Let us allow him do what he's been doing that has gotten us this far. But I know with everything being equal, we will beat Morocco today. And I have a prediction of the score in my mind, though.
All right, Mr. Babatunde, I would like to ask you this because we hear that the CAF has dropped more referees after their review of the last match, that's with Nigeria and Algeria. What's your reaction or perception about this?
Well, for every organization, there's always room for human error. And CAF has done the right thing, raising the standard and the bar, because a lot of emotions are involved in football. However, one would have said they had time to prepare, but now that they are taking the long stick against referees, I think is a very positive thing moving forward.
All right, thank you so much. But before I let you go, can you predict the match?
We'll score first. It's going to be filled with a lot of action. I see we'll score first. They'll score. It will be 3-1, and we'll catch up and we'll beat them 4-3.
All right, the match is going to be filled with lots of actions indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Babatunde, for the insight there. We wish our Nigerian players the very best.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And moving on, federal government has intensified efforts to strengthen health security with the inauguration of a committee tasked with driving a reliable and uninterrupted power supply to healthcare facilities nationwide. At the inauguration of the Interagency Technical Committee of the Nigerian Power for Health Initiative in Abuja, the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isaac Adekunle Salako, alongside the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabo, said the initiative targets the provision of stable electricity to at least 30% of Nigeria's health facilities by the end of 2027. Oluseyi Adiagbe reports.
Many hospitals and clinics across Nigeria continue to grapple with unreliable grid electricity, forcing them to depend on expensive alternatives that are often unable to sustain round-the-clock operations. Despite these challenges, Nigeria remains committed to achieving universal health coverage, with the federal government intensifying efforts to promote functional health facilities powered by reliable and sustainable energy sources aimed at improving overall population health outcomes. The newly inaugurated Interagency Technical Committee is mandated to set in motion a coordinated and strategic response to the persistent power challenges undermining the nation's healthcare system.
That promise that we make to Nigerians that by the end of 2027, we want to see at least 30% of health facilities in Nigeria enjoying uninterrupted power supply is achieved. This, of course, we're going to leverage on a lot of possibilities, looking at solarization possibilities, looking at gas-powered generators.
The National Power Health Initiative therefore provides a unique opportunity to integrate energy planning in the health sector infrastructure development, deploy appropriate energy solutions, including grid enhancement, embedded generation, and renewable and hybrid systems, tailored to health facilities, improve operational efficiency and energy management within the hospital and primary health care centers.
The Nigeria Power for Health Initiative is a government-led, private sector-driven collaborative program established to streamline, harmonize, and coordinate all electrification projects and interventions within the health sector, with the overarching objective to enhance service delivery and strengthening the resilience of Nigeria's healthcare system. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, NTA News.
News at 10 is live on NT News 24. Time now for a breather. More reports ahead.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly. There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do? Because anyone that mobilize women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society. By creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community. If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments? The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for the revenue from crude oil every month from peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product. You need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, the ability to recruit, and then the ability to access new funds. That's really like this here, right? I sit in the front row in the church, I can go into my phone and call the people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation. They're saying that the only way to be taken seriously is to listen to her elected.
Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for being there. President Bola Tinubu has reminded members of the Nigerian Armed Forces to remain loyal to the country's constitution and democracy. Represented at the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day Gala and Award Night by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris. The president assured that his administration will sustain and improve efforts to deal with the security situation in Nigeria. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara was there.
It is a night where honor was given to those who deserve it, having distinguished themselves in service, including those who laid their lives defending the territorial integrity of the Nigerian state.
As we celebrate excellence tonight, let us renew our collective resolve to continue building a more professional, united, and mission-ready armed forces that Nigerians can trust and be proud of. Let this evening remind us that service, honor, and duty remain the pillars of our national security and the foundation of our future.
As the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Tinubu, in a message, reassured that his administration will stand by all those paying the supreme price.
From the start, this administration made clear promises to Nigerians. We promised security will be our first duty, and the Renewed Hope agenda will be a plan of action, not just a slogan. Today, we can say with confidence that real and measurable progress is being made across all sectors in this country. Terrorists and criminal networks are under sustained pressure, while effective coordination among our services, regional and global partners is yielding the desired results. Our intelligence and operational reach are stronger, and progressively we are restoring safety and confidence across our nation. Let me state this clearly to you, my gallant troops. Your welfare is inseparable from our national security. We are committed to matching your sacrifice with real support. We are improving your equipment, strengthening your training, and upgrading your living conditions.
The Gala and Award Night is part of activities of the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Week to encourage and foster national unity. From Banquet Hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
The first Hadiza Bala Usman Governance Colloquium in commemoration of her 50th birthday anniversary was full of encomium on her role in nation building as special advisor to the President on policy and coordination. At the event, Vice President Kashim Shettima and other key speakers extol her contribution to service delivery. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jubillah reports.
She's kind, she's dedicated to her work, and I'm so proud to stand here today to welcome you all to this colloquium. She has also mastered the art of stakeholder management, thereby knowing who exactly she needs to bring on the table at every point in time.
Official work and titles. What I treasure most is the friendship Hadiza and I share.
The environment at this colloquium witnessed testimonies and emotions on who is Hadiza Bala Usman and her role in advancing Nigeria's public sector.
I am a daddy's girl and I miss my daddy so much. So thank you all for coming today, and I truly appreciate everyone.
With the theme Leadership, Delivery and Courage to Serve, the guest speaker, Dr. Joe Abba, gave an insight into the theme, drawing from his extensive experience in policy formulation and institutional reforms.
Of those roughly 240 million people, only very few will get the opportunity in their lifetime to serve their country at a senior level.
The ultimate measure of a man, according to Martin Luther King Jr., is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of conflict and challenges. During one of Nigeria's darkest moments, he answered the call of conscience. He compounded the Bring Back Our Girls movement at a time of national greed, fear, and uncertainty, when lies were manufactured and weaponized for political ends, when fault lines that divide this country were deliberately manipulated for political ends. I was an active participant in that moment and saw firsthand how she stood firm.
You have continued to distinguish yourself through intellectual rigor, strategic foresight, and uncommon passion for translating policy intent into measurable outcomes.
Hadiza Bala Usman has consistently demonstrated a clear doctrine of leadership. The public office is a trust that delivery matters and that courage is not optional.
As the head of the Central Results Delivery Coordination Unit, Hadiza Bala Usman works at the forefront of coordinating government policies and driving government's renewed hope agenda across ministries, departments, and agencies. In Abuja, Abrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
I guess congratulations are in order. In line with its mandate, the Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development has begun empowering 1,000 females trained in various vocational skills, providing startup materials to kickstart their businesses. Ngozi Technique reports that the center is undertaking the project in batches.
Trainees sat with mixed emotions, wondering if their long-awaited dreams would finally materialize. Director General of the Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development explained that the trainees were trained since November 2025, but due to lack of funds, the center could not empower them with startup equipment. To make it happen, she got creative, partnering with like-minded and good-spirited individuals to secure gas cookers and sewing machines for the catering and fashion design trainees.
I just woke up one day and thought that we should harness, put heads together and see how we can knock on the doors of those that have more than they need to assist those that are in need. And they have answered our call. Today we have empowered almost getting to 1,000 people with the required training in various vocational skills, and also they have been supported with their equipment that is relevant to their training.
The DG says with more financial support, the center will do more in living up to its responsibility of serving as a training and research hub for Nigerians, especially women. The beneficiaries were full of gratitude to the center and the donors.
I really appreciate it. I'm so proud of her and I'm happy about it because I'll be able to use it to do so many things. I learn crack buns, puff puff, cake. I also learn burger. We learn peanuts with yogurt and so on.
In Abuja, Ngozi Technique, NTA News.
All right, knowledge, they say, is power, and this is what informs the engagement of smallholder farmers in Kogi State by its care education and training to impact them with the required knowledge that will transform their lives. The training was held at Olofu, Agbenema, and Agbada communities in Dekina local government area on the best agricultural practices, alternative finances, and sustainable environment. Ayodele Bidemi reports.
Farming is one of the oldest occupations which the people depend on for survival. With the rising population, there is a need for farmers to think outside the box to survive. This necessitates the training organized by AIDS Care Education and Training Society, ASED Nigeria, supported by United Nations Development Program, UNDP. The training in Olofu, Agbenema and Agbada No. 2 communities in the Kina local government area was divided into two groups, with the first group trained on the need to imbibe saving culture and financial management through village savings and loan associations.
Inspire them to put in their hearts to cultivate that spirit of savings.
The program is encouraging. In the next 1 year that youth people are going to visit again, we will have a testimony to tell.
The second group, predominantly youth, after an intensive lecture, moved to the field for practical knowledge on how to make energy-efficient mud cooking stoves with raw materials available within the communities.
Now that gas and kerosene is very expensive,
and with time I can help people to do it.
Executive Director, AIDS Care Education and Training Society, Sunday Musa and others explained that the training is aimed at ensuring sustainable environmental practices and alternatives to addressing financial needs for smallholder farmers.
The aim is to see that they have sustainable source of livelihood, but also they are able to do climate smart agriculture with the loans they take.
they have been cutting down trees and killing many trees, and which they have not replaced any in return. So it will regulate the amount of firewood they are using.
Thereafter, the team visited the Climate Smart Agricultural Learning Centers under construction. When completed, smallholder farmers in the areas will enroll and learn more on integrated and irrigation farming, improve agricultural practices, soil conservation, increase yields, and aid more income. Ayodele Bibemi, NTA News.
While Kogi State Government is training to improve agricultural practices, Bayelsa State Government is flagging off the 2025-2026 dry farming season as part of efforts to boost food sufficiency as a major economic driver through increased production and value chain development. The Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Diri, says this initiative will boost food security, create jobs and produce food for export.
Farming season set to begin. The Bayelsa State government is intensifying efforts to make agriculture a major driver of its economy. At the flag off of the 2025-2026 dry season farming, Governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, directed the Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources to ensure a significant increase in the production of made-in Bayelsa rice by the end of 2026. The governor expressed concern over the volume of rice harvested in the last farming cycle, noting that despite government support to farmers and the ministry, the state still had to purchase rice from outside during the Yuletide period to meet local demands.
On a monthly basis, there will be a 200 million set aside to support our farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture must see the progress and the effective utilization of the funds. We want food in excess, in abundance in Bayelsa State. And I encourage all of us, as I said earlier, a call to action. All of us, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a politician, whatever you are, own a farm.
On security of farmlands, the governor cautioned traditional rulers against allocating forest lands to herders, warning that anyone found culpable would be sanctioned. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources, Professor Beke Sese, described the event as reaffirmation of the state government's unwavering commitment to food security.
With the coming on stream of the 60,000 megawatts gas turbine to ensure steady power supply, Bayelsa State is poised to benefit from improved power supply that will enhance the use of modern farming equipment, especially a rice mill, revolutionize irrigation and water management system, boost food processing and storage, drastically reducing waste.
The commissioner commended Governor Diri for sustained investments in the agricultural sector, describing it as the driving force behind the progress recorded so far. Timinopri, Ohia, NTA News.
Now to judicial matters, with the trial of the 5 suspects allegedly linked to the June 5, 2022 bombing and killing at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, in Ondo State continued, with more evidence taken from another witness to the crime. Dele Atumbi reports.
On June 5, 2022, a bomb went off at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State, leading to the death of at least 40 parishioners. After years of investigation, 5 suspects were arrested and interrogated concerning their involvement. Idris Omeiza, Al-Kazim Idris, Jamiu Abdulmalik, Abdul Alim Idris, and Momo Abubakar faced multiple counts of belonging to the Al-Shabaab's terrorist group and being alleged perpetrators of the heinous crime. Upon their arraignment in court, they had pleaded not guilty, and a witness had already been called by the prosecution to give evidence in private. At the resumption of the trial this Tuesday, the second prosecution witness, a parishioner in the church, gave a vivid account of how the terrorists caused mayhem during the Sunday service. He identified the second defendant in court as the gunman he saw invading the church that fateful Sunday. The defense counsel objected to this, but the court overruled him, admitting the witness evidence in chief. The 5 defendants have been tried in court under the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The Polish ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Sigan, has described Nigeria as a stabilizing force in the West African region, citing the critical role of the Nigerian Armed Forces, particularly the Nigerian Air Force, in counter-insurgency and regional security efforts. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejedome, indicates that the ambassador made this remark during an official courtesy visit to the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, at the Nigerian Air Force Headquarters, Abuja. He commended the professionalism and resilience of the Nigerian Armed Forces and expressed Poland's interest in exploring practical avenues of bilateral defense cooperation to further support Nigerian security priorities. According to him, Nigeria's strategic position and sustained security engagements continue to contribute significantly to regional stability and peace. Earlier, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, underscored the importance of strategic international partnership in addressing contemporary and asymmetric security challenges. He noted that the Nigerian Air Force remains committed to leveraging cooperation with friendly nations to enhance operational effectiveness, capacity development, and information exchange in support of national security objectives. The Air Chief reaffirmed the service's openness to mutually beneficial partnerships that strengthen counterinsurgency capabilities and contribute to both regional and global security. In the fourth quarter of last year, security agencies in the Federal Capital Territory undertook deliberate tactical operations, taking the fight to the doorsteps of high-threat criminals such as one-chance armed robbers who gave commuters cause for concern. However, the crime flipped the switch at the dawn of this new year, with a syndicate running rampage on the AYA Kubwa area on one road, AYA Kubwa area one road interchange. The development has already led to loss of lives, with survivors living with trauma of the harrowing experiences. Onotu Yakubu in this report examine the worrying situation.
Over the years, the threat of one-chance-induced casualties on the Federal Capital Territory roads is one case too many. The menace, according to security and crime management commentators, is a challenge that seems to defy security solutions. At the twilight of the fourth quarter of last year, coordinated tactical security operations by the FCT police dealt a strong blow to the menace with arrest of 12 suspects from 26 reported cases. But barely 2 weeks into the new year, lives of 2 professionals, first a nurse and a lawyer, have been struck in the web of one chance.
I make sure that I stopped at the right bus stop, or I'm waiting for a particular vehicle at the right bus stop, and then check the kind of people that are inside. When you keep recycling criminals, people who are involved in one chance are arrested, released, and reprocessed the system, it means that they'll be more confident that they can keep carrying out those heinous crimes and go scot-free with this.
Security observers described the killings as a damning indictment on security coordination in the FCT and called for the full deployment of state resources to track down and prosecute perpetrators.
We know there are corridors where these incidents of one chance happen. There are prevalent areas. These are hotspots where these acts of criminality happen. What I expect from the law enforcement agents, especially the police, is to see how to increase their patrol right around this corridor. And in increasing their patrol, I expect that there should be some undercover agent.
The FCT police, in coordinated action, last Sunday announced the arrest of 3 members of the suspected syndicate after acting on reconstructive digital intelligence.
We always advise that you always be in the midst of, people, at least, and then, these free rides, we're also advising them that they should also be careful.
For now, FCT residents and commuters are hopeful that authorities will take proactive and decisive measures to nip the situation in the bud and enhance their confidence to appreciable safety and security. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
In a coordinated intelligence-led operation, the Southwest Zonal Office of the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, working alongside the Department of State Services, Kwara State Command, has intercepted 7 trucks suspected of illegally transporting lithium ore within the region. The Zonal Mine Officer for the Southwest, Ganyu Wasiu Ajibade, revealed that the crackdown followed credible intelligence received on Thursday, 8th January 2026, indicating that a convoy of 12 trucks had been mobilized to remove the lithium ore from an active mining site in Saki, Oyo State. Acting swiftly, Ajibade engaged the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and DSS in Oyo State and directed his colleagues in Kwara State and Ogun State to mobilize their surveillance team to monitor the truck and also track the movement of the trucks carrying lithium ore in their respective state. The operation revealed that the convoy departed Saki at 11:30 p.m. on the 8th of January and reached Igbeti early morning of Friday and continued towards Ilorin, Kwara State by 7 p.m. 7 trucks were apprehended between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. along the Okolowo-Eyinkori Expressway in Kwara State. One driver escaped, abandoning his vehicle, while the others were taken into custody. Upon questioning, the drivers admitted they were hired by an individual to transport the lithium, and their operations were accompanied by mine marshal personnel at Abuja, and all accompanying documents issued at the mining site were recovered. Ajibade stressed that the operation reflects the directives of the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Henry Dele Alaki, who has maintained a zero-tolerance policy against illegal mining, and he affirmed the ministry's commitment to protecting Nigeria's mineral resources and warned that enforcement against illegal mining and mineral theft will be intensified across the country. News at 10 is live on NTA News 24. Time now to take a look at some of our major stories. President Bola Tinubu craves capital mechanisms to attract private sustainable capital flows at 2026 Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week Summit. Federal government sets up committee to tackle power challenges in health facilities. Ministry of Livestock Development adopts science-based disease control and evidence-driven policy formulation to eradicate pests ruminants. Murder in the Cathedral. Trial of suspects allegedly linked to June 5, 2022 bombing and killing at St. Francis Catholic Church, Ondo State resumes. Sympathizers continue to visit Idewon Areromi Ijebu-Ode, residents of the first civilian governor of Ogun State, late Chief Olabisi Onabanjo, following the demise of the former First Lady, Chief Mrs. Lucia Onabanjo. Anthony Ganduno reports that among early callers was the Chief Imam of Ijebu-Ode, Alhaji Tajuddin.
Idewon Araromi community Ijebu-Ode, as sympathizers came in droves to commiserate with the family of the wife of the first civilian governor of Ogun State, Chief Mrs. Lucia Onabanjo, who passed on yesterday. Chairman Ogun State Local Government Service Commission, who is one of the deceased children, Ms. Olivia Onabanjo, also spoke on the demise of her mother.
On Saturday, her carer told me that she refused food. So the doctor came in and we decided that we should take her to hospital for palliative measures on Monday. And 11 p.m. she went to the Lord.
Some early callers, including the Chief Imam of Ijebuland, Alhaji Muftauddin Ayombadejo, while commiserating with the family, described the deceased as a peace-loving woman.
As we all know, that behind every successful man, there must be a good woman. So Mama did a good job to support our late governor, Baba Onabanjo.
Late Chief Mrs. Lucia Onambowale Onabanjo, who was the first lady of Ogun State between 1999 and 1983, died on Monday at the age of 100. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
That's the news at this time. I'm Comfort Amodu. Many thanks for watching News Update. We'll be back at 11.